I think part of an orientation of awareness, or part of the practice here, is something that's a little counterintuitive for most people. There's sort of two dimensions of mind, you could say. One we know very well. It's relative, it's dualistic, and it sees the differences of things, right? So it sees the difference of a hand to a foot, or a cup to the floor, from the sky to the ground, towards one, the look of one human being to another human being, and so it goes. It sees the differences of things, and it creates distinctions, and that's a power of the relative mind, you could say, and that we all know really well. So you don't need me to talk about that much. We go to whatever 20 years or more of schooling, and most of that schooling is all focused on enhancing this dualistic capacity of mind to see differences and create distinctions and utilize that as best we can. Sometimes for good and creative purposes, and sometimes for terrible and deluded purposes. But focusing on the underlying sameness of things, which doesn't mean that we wipe out the dualistic mind so we don't see any differences, and we don't see that one thing looks different or tastes different or feels different from another thing. It's not like we're wiping those out. It's that we're kind of looking to something more fundamental, even within the differences. So we're looking for the sameness within the differences, right? And we won't see it with our eyes, right? Our eyes will see red or blue or black or green or differences of colors. Our senses will pick up different textures and things, the different feel of things. Our nose will smell the different smell of things. And so if we look in with these particular senses for sameness, we'll miss it, right? Because they'll just do what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be noticing the differences of things, right? It comes in handy in life to be able to do that, to have that capacity. So what is it that recognizes the sameness of things? Well, as Wang Po would say, the one mind, or true nature. And what I've noticed, one of the things that sort of opens this kind of facet of unity, and the reason that sometimes I'll use the image of a facet is I think of a jewel, like a diamond. And the diamond has been used as a sort of symbol or metaphor for enlightenment. And if you see like a diamond, a cut diamond, and on a cut diamond there's all these facets, cut facets on the face of the diamond. And each of those facets is sort of almost like a different entry point, right? A different way of touching in to the one jewel, the one thing. Like I said, our senses are made to sort of take in a lot of at least part of our senses, not all of our senses. Because mostly we experience the differences of things once we acquire language. Before we have language, we're not really picking up the differences of things. We don't even have the language. We don't even have the word differences to even think about differences. It's amazing how powerful that our language can change our perceptions of things, right? And our perceptions, of course, give us our feeling for things, our sense of things, a sense that everything seems to be different from everything else, that you seem to be different from me, and you seem to be different from the world around you and the other people and all of that. But all that's actually being created, mostly at a kind of an unconscious level, but nonetheless, it's the world of concepts and ideas that is creating those perceptions. That's one of the reasons in so many spiritual teachings we're encouraged to let go of the conceptual mind, right? Not because we want to have minds that are forever blank and never able to think again. That would be silly. But it's because when our senses are sort of perceiving what's incoming through the senses is being interpreted literally through our conceptual minds, it changes, distorts, you could say, what we perceive. And so we stop perceiving the unity of things and we just pick up the differences.